Hey guys, this is Danielle K. Howell. Good afternoon. This is Work from Home Wednesday, my weekly Work from Home Wednesday webinar. And today I'm excited because tomorrow I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee, woohoo, with my friends, with my associates, with people that I do business with, the people that I've been learning from, growing with. We're just gonna have an amazing time masterminding with people and learning, most importantly, how to grow our businesses online, how to leverage the internet to create a substantial income working from home. This is what we do here. This is what it's all about. I think this is what we were created to do, honestly. When I think about the job that just over broke that job that I was in for most of my life, various jobs, of course. I didn't have just one job my whole life, but I've been working from since I was 16 years old. As soon as I turned 16, I don't know why, but I couldn't wait to get a job. Oh my gosh. And then when I got that job, guess where I went? Straight to McDonald's. I hated it. I was flipping burgers. Every minute of the day, I wanted to leave. I remember one of my managers would tell me, Danielle, you need to smile because you're in the register. And I'm like, I don't want to smile. Don't put me on the register. Put me in the back, because I didn't want anybody to see me here working at McDonald's. My friends used to tease me, maybe because they didn't have a job. But at the time, it's not that I didn't want to be there because I didn't think I needed to have a job. It's because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that I had to work at that job, first of all. But this is what you have to do, right? Embarrass yourself. Go work at the nearest McDonald's. Go work at the nearest Taco Bell. Because after all, you need a job, right? You need a job to take you through your life. You need a job so that you can create more bills. You need a job so that you can keep up with the Joneses, right? You need a job so that you can pay off all that student loan debt. Isn't that what it's there for? It's there to just help you on that hamster wheel of life from one point to the same point over and over and over again. And that's what I did. I started working at 16, always kept a job. And I used to think that was something that was so powerful. I've always kept a job. I'm a strong, independent woman. And that is just the most nonsensical thing that I can think of now as I've journeyed on this journey of entrepreneurship, working for myself, that I could think of. I mean, to really be happy that you're working to help other people fulfill their dreams. I was happy that I was working at McDonald's at 16 years of age. I wasn't even going to school, mind you. Now, I dropped out of school. Just give you a little bit about me. I dropped out of school when I was 15 because my mom passed away. She had cancer. So she passed away from cancer in her stomach. And, I saw my mom go through some devastating moments in her life those last few years. I mean, it was a long time my mom was sick, and I don't think she knew, or maybe she did know, but she didn't tell us. My mother was in and out the hospital a lot. And especially when she had my youngest sister, Crystal, she's 9 years younger than me. My mom she just wasn't the same anymore. And she wasn't a mom. Like, I was only 9 years old, and I used to have to take care of my little sister when she used to cry in the middle of the night because my mom was so tired and so she just couldn't handle it. She couldn't do it. So this is the thing that I grew up with. I grew up with, taking care of my little sister, still having to get up in the morning to go to fourth grade on the bus. It was just a really, really traumatic upbringing that I had, watching my mom suffer from something that I didn't know that she suffered with. I didn't know until my little sister was 6, I was 15, and I saw my mom deteriorate really, really rapidly. I saw her with no hair. I saw her stomach swell up to the size of having, triplets in there. My mom, she was always a thin woman. I mean, not really thin, but lean build, and her body was skinny and her stomach was huge. She looked deformed. And I would have to walk around with my mom. And at 15 years old, you don't understand these things. At 15 years old, most 15-year-olds are still out, with their boyfriends, and they're hanging out with their friends or whatever. But me, I was home taking care of my sickly mom. So, I had to grow up very quickly. I had to grow up very quickly. Once my mom passed away at 15, my father could not take care of us. So he took me to my aunt's house, and he left me there. My older sister, she was already out on her own. My younger sister, I finally went to go get her from my father, and I brought her with me to my aunt's house. But we had a really, really crazy upbringing. So by the time I was 16, I was already dealing with drugs and alcohol, and I was trying to mask the pain that I had experienced in my life for so long. But on top of that, no one taught me about entrepreneurship. No one taught me about making money. No one taught me about saving money. No one taught me that I could use what I already possessed, which is my talents, my gifts, my God-given authority here on this earth. No one told me that I could use that to create a lifestyle for myself, where I could influence others also to do the same thing, to help them join me on a mission to create financial freedom. No one ever told me that was possible. No one ever told me that. And I don't know about you. If you had that, then you were lucky. Because where I came from, I didn't have that. My background, I didn't have that. So, so this is what I dealt with. This is what, my background is from. I come from a background of poverty. I come from a background of lack of thinking, lack of forward thinking. My parents were on welfare back then. I wore the hand-me-down shoes and the hand-me-down clothes. This is where I came from. And I'm not ashamed to say it. As I dig back and I think about all the things that I had to deal with in my life, I know it's because of what I've been through. But now I'm so happy to say that I have gotten over, the pain. I'm sure it's still there somewhere deep down inside, but I've come to terms with it. I've come to terms with it so much so that I can actually talk about it. At one point I couldn't even talk about it. I couldn't even think about it. I didn't want to think about it because it hurt too much. So all I would rather do is just mask it with weed and alcohol. That's what I would do. And I'm being totally honest with you guys today, totally honest. So this is what I would do. And, I was a teenage mom, and it's just everything that I did back then, I did without thinking, because I didn't know. They say when you know better, you do better. And once I became an adult, I started to see a different world. I started to see people who were working from home. I didn't necessarily know what they were, and they didn't necessarily look like me, right? They looked different than me. Being a woman of African American descent and a female, there are certain things that you just don't see. But I started seeing people like Oprah Winfrey, which, her rags to riches story is remarkable. People like Phylicia Rashad, which is the lady on the Cosby Show. People like Debbie Allen, which is her sister. People like Maya Angelou. People that were doing things that I felt I could do. I saw entertainers and artists, and people that were doing big things. I know I can't sing and I can't dance. Of course, I have my little inner singer and dancer inside of me, but I'm no singer, I'm no dancer. But what I am a compassionate person that loves to help people. So, and I love to talk, I love to speak, and I love to speak life into people. That's who I am. So, when I started seeing people that would actually doing that, people even through their music, like Alicia Keys, and just people that I started to admire, then I said, wait a minute, if they're doing these things, how did they do it? And then when you start to hear their story, that they came from somewhere that was not so great, and they became something so much greater than themselves, I realized that I could do the same thing. It took me a long time now. I don't think I just saw it and it's like, oh, the skies opened up and lo and behold, I was doing everything I set out to do. No, it took time. It took a lot of time. It took a long time. It took me years and years on top of years to get over the pain that I was carrying, the limiting beliefs, the religious beliefs, the dogma, the stigma, all the things that the inhibitions, I had to release a lot of self-limiting beliefs. I had to believe that I was somebody. Have you ever felt like you weren't anybody? Have you ever felt like you just weren't good enough? Have you ever felt like, life just dealt you a bad hand? I know I have. That's where I come from, because all around me, that's all that people were preaching, that life deals you a bad hand, but you know what? You're just supposed to deal with it, pray to God, and everything will be all right. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not the case. We have the ability and the power to create our own futures. We have the ability and the power to create and design our lives and help other people design their lives. People that don't know exactly what it is that they want, but they know that they want more. Like right now, today, I'm here to talk about working from home. Why? Because I have discovered the fact that most people are craving freedom. Are you craving freedom right now? Because if you are, then this is something that you need to do. You need to listen to me. You need to listen up, turn off anything that may be distracting you right now, as far as Facebook or your cell phone. If you're sending out a text message, put all that stuff down right now and listen to the fact that working from home can create financial freedom for yourself. It can create time freedom for yourself. It can create personal freedom for yourself. It can create spiritual freedom. It can create the type of freedom that you will never experience by working at a job. You may love your job. I mean, I've had jobs that I pretty much I liked. I mean, I didn't like everything about it, but I could tolerate it. Put it that way. I had jobs that I could tolerate. I never really liked my jobs. I never liked the fact that I had to get up in the morning and push myself to a job, whether I wanted to be there or not. I didn't like the fact that if I was tired, I couldn't sleep an extra hour because I had to get to work. I didn't like the fact that if I wanted to take a day off, I had to ask somebody, like, hello, I'm not a child anymore, right? Don't you feel like a child when you have to ask for a day off? I remember I was working as a teacher, and I've had many jobs. I've had federal jobs, state, city jobs. I've had some pretty heavy duty jobs that some people will say, why in the world did you give that up? But I'm going to tell you, I gave up those jobs because I wanted more for myself. I knew that there was something down the line. I didn't know quite what it was, but I have never been satisfied working at a job, for no amount of money. I've made plenty of money, plenty of money, So it goes to show you that it's not about the money all the time. If you're staying in your job for money, I'm going to tell you right now, if money is what drives you, then maybe you are in the right spot. Because when you're working from home, you may not see a return right away. You may not see the cash register ringing, chinging off the hook all day long. There are days when I make money. There are days when I make no money. But the thing about it is, I have created a lifestyle for myself, and I am continuing to do so, because right now there may be days where I make no money, but there's going to become a time in the near future that I'm going to be making a substantial income every single day. And I am going to promise you that as you watch this video, if you're seeing this video in the future, this is my future self talking to you. I have created an income for myself where I am getting paid in my inbox every single day. I have committed myself to making more than $10,000 per month in my business. Whatever business that may be, I am into multiple streams of income, right? So maybe one income is generating $7,000, another income is generating $3,000, another income maybe, generating $100, $500, whatever it is. But this is what I have committed myself to doing. Why? Because I am setting up a financial future for myself, not only for myself, but also for my children, and to show others like yourself what is possible, what it is that we have been missing. We've been thinking for way too long that those who are, in charge, those who are making substantial incomes, that they are, they're evil, or they're getting over on somebody, or they're doing something that's dishonest. And, we've been made to think that we are not allowed to have money. Why is that? Why do they preach to us that we can't have money? That if you have money, then that's evil, and that's the root of all evil. If you have money, then you're going to hell. If you have money, then you're not going to get into heaven, because God only takes the ones that are poor and meek into heaven. These are the things that we've been learned. These are the things that have been taught to us from since we were babies. And it's been ingrained in our body. It's been ingrained in our system. It's been ingrained in the back of our minds. So now we're at a point where we don't like money. We don't like it because it's bad. It's evil, and it'll make us bad and evil if we have a lot of it, you know? So that's why so many of us, you can win the lotto tomorrow and you'll lose it, because you haven't realized how to have a healthy relationship with money. Money is neither evil nor good. It is a tool, just like a hammer is a tool. And you want to drive a nail into a wall, what do you need? You need a hammer. So the hammer is neither good nor bad. Now, if you hit your finger while you're trying to drive that nail into the wall with the hammer, are you going to say that this hammer is bad? No, you're going to say that I made the hammer hit my nail. And that's the same thing with money. Are you going to say because people do bad things with money that money is bad? Or are you going to say that the people that are using the money are not doing the right thing with it? And of course, they're going to show the people that are using the money and not doing the right thing with it, because that's what society wants you to believe. They want you to believe that those people that are in high places that have certain amounts of money are evil, and that they're not doing the right thing. While there are some evil people out there, but there are evil broke people out there too. So what difference does it make? There are evil people with a hammer, and there are evil people without a hammer. You know, there are evil people with money, with lots of money. There are evil people with no money. So what does that say? You know, it's not the money that's making anybody evil or good. It's the person behind it. It's who's putting it in their pockets. And who are you? That's what you have to know. You have to know who you are first. If you are a beautiful person, don't worry about it, because the money is just going to make you more beautiful, because now you'll be able to do things for your family that you never thought possible. You'll be able to do things for other people that you never thought you could do. You'll be able to see parts of the world that are beautiful just like you are on the inside and the outside. You'll be able to help people in the way that you desire. You'll be able to do things, be things, and see things and have things that you probably didn't have in the past. So that's why, you know, personal development, one thing that I'm going to talk about today is that personal development is so key to working from home. I can't stress it anymore. When you're at a job, you can be whoever you want. You know, you can be a crab, you can be, you know, the meanest, nastiest. I was at the DMV, and this lady, she was just so evil for no reason. So when you have a job, you know, unless you are in sales or whatever, you could just be the nastiest person you want, because you know what? You are going to get paid regardless. When I used to work in the post office, it didn't matter if I had a bad attitude as long as I got the mail out, right? So it doesn't matter. It didn't matter. When I was a teacher, it didn't matter if you know, if I had a bad day and I didn't want to be bothered with anybody in the school. As long as I did my job with the kids, that's all that matters, because I would have gotten paid. But let me tell you something. When you are in your home-based business, this industry is it's a self-reflection. It's a mirror. So whatever you put out is going to come back to you. So if you are in a bad mood, if you're putting out bad energy out into the universe, guess what? You're not going to make any sales. You're not going to connect with anyone, and you're just going to be, you know, disgruntled, and eventually you'll be out of business. But if you tune in to personal development time, if you listen to audiobooks that teach you how to be a better leader, how to be a better person, if you read books that teaches you about the strategies that you need to implement to become a better person, if you listen to mentors that have gone before you, that are making more money than you, that have been through the valleys and on the mountaintops, you listen to them. Though that is personal development that you need in your life every single day. In this company that I am in, Empower Network, we have our motivational calls every single day at 12 o'clock. You know, I'm here on this webinar at 12, but we have the replay that you can always listen to. And I never miss the financial freedom call that my mentor, Miss Tracy Walker, does, because it is so phenomenal. I mean, she really speaks to your heart. She speaks to your spirit about what it takes in this business. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm pretty new to the internet marketing business. I just found online marketing in July of last year. So it hasn't even quite been a year yet as you watch this. But I'm going to tell you right now, I would have never, a year ago, I would have never been on a webinar like you're seeing me right now doing this if I hadn't delved into personal development. And Empower Network has the most incredible personal development series. I guess you can call it a series, or you just can call it training, because David Wood, he is, I think his brother is really heavily into hypnosis and things like that. Now, I don't want to freak you out and skeeve you up like, oh my gosh, this woman is crazy. But I do believe that we all are being hypnotized. We all are being hypnotized through the music, through what comes through our TV, through the news, through the pulpit, through, whatever. We are being hypnotized, whether you want to believe it or not, through our parents. Even our parents hypnotizes us. And what is hypnotism but something that you are being exposed to over and over again, subliminally, without even realizing it? And lots of times, just like with our parents, they don't realize it. Like growing up, my parents called me stupid all the time. No, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. So what happens to a child when they think that they're so stupid all the time? Then they start to do things that are stupid. They start to believe that they are stupid. The same thing with the news. If you hear in the news, oh, this person killed that person, this person is ISIS is this, ISIS is that. I know there's a lot of talk about ISIS. So what are we going to start to believe? We're going to start to believe that ISIS is this and ISIS is that, without even really knowing anything personally about ISIS. So we're being hypnotized in that way. When we listen to music and the same lyrics are being played over and over and over again on our radio station, and then all of a sudden it comes on one day, you're like, oh my goodness, this is my jam. And you know every single verse, every single word. Guess what? You were being hypnotized into memorizing those words. The same thing they do in school. When you're reciting, your ABCs over and over and over and over again, you're memorizing it, and the teacher is basically hypnotizing you into knowing that this letter needs to be said like this, and so forth and so on. So when I use the word hypnotism, I don't want you to freak out, because we're being hypnotized, and that's just, sometimes you just have to open your mind and understand the real of things. This is real. This is the society that we live in. We've been told lies all our lives. I think we've been told lies that hypnotize us, thinking that we need to go to school, get great grades, go to college, get a great job, and live happily ever after. Once you get married and have the house with the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the dog, that's a form of hypnotism, to make you think that this is how your life is supposed to be. Who says that? Where did that come from? Who was the originator of that scenario? But we don't know. We don't know where it came from. But all of a sudden we co-sign to it, and we feel like that is the way. And if you deviate from that, then you're looked at with a side eye, or, you're looked at like, how could you do that? Are you sure? That's not safe. Why do we always feel like we need to play it safe? Why do we feel like we can't take risks? Why do we feel like if we do something out of the ordinary, we are going to be ostracized, or we're going to be left out in the water without an oar? I'm going to tell you right now, the universe supports, you can call the universe, God, whatever, supports your decisions. So if you decide, which is nothing more than something that you do every single day, you decide to get out the bed, right? I listen to Tony Robbins, and he's great the way that he speaks, because he talks about decisions. There's one thing in particular, one of his books called Awaken the Giant Within, and I would suggest that you get that. He talks about making a decision. You have to make a decision, and every day we make decisions. We make a decision to get out of bed. We make a decision to go brush our teeth. We make a decision to comb your hair, right? You decide. We make a decision to make our beds, or to not make our beds. So these things are decisions. So what happens is, when you make a decision, no matter what decision that is, whether you think it is good, quote unquote good, or quote unquote bad, it's still a decision. And guess what? Every decision will come with a reaction behind it. So it's kind of like a cause and effect. The cause is the decision, and the effect is the outcome of your decision, which may not be right away. It could come later, right? But every decision has an element of effect to it. It's going to affect something. So when you wake up out the bed, it's going to affect your body posture, right? You wake up, you stand up, you sit up. So that is already an effect. You're affecting the weight of the mattress, right? It's not as heavy anymore because you're out of it, right? You're affecting the universe, actually, because every step you take, you are putting your place in space, right? So we are all affecting, the alarm goes off, it affects you. It may affect your husband because he hears it. It may affect, the kids. So everything has an effect. So when you make a decision to start a home-based business, there are certain things now that you have to follow when it comes to implementing things into your business. And one of them, like I said, is personal development. You must have personal development in order to achieve anything you want to do in a business. I've been in network marketing. I've been in online marketing now. And with network marketing was my first awakening to personal development. I have never done personal development before. I thought personal development was reading the Bible. That's what I was brought up on, reading the Bible. And I couldn't even call it personal development because everything that I read in the Bible was interpreted in a negative light. So, basically everything there was, you're doomed. I just thought, I'm just doomed. I'm just, I'm going to hell. I'm doomed, because I just didn't live the life that it seemed like I should have been living according to the Bible. Right. And no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And it may goes back to the fact that maybe I was trying too hard. When you try too hard to do something, it just doesn't happen. It just really doesn't happen. So you got to let things happen naturally. And that's why also with personal development, it took me a long time. It took me 15 years to really personally develop. Honestly, I mean, not to say I'm even personally developed. I'm still developing. But I engaged in personal development, I would say on and off for 15 years. But really, if I can think, maybe it's been about maybe 3 years, I've been really diving into strict personal development, prayer, meditation, and things like that. Running, just really being in tune with who I am and my purpose here in the world and in life. And, that really stem from personal development. I read books. Like I said, the Empower Network really has a great library. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys right now. Let me just share my screen. So this is my Empower Network back office, right? So when I talk about personal development, this is something called the Inner Circle. So if you were to, sign up with me and become a part of my team, this is something that we listen to every single day. Handcuff yourself to success, right? This is a new one. How to build a 6-figure income. It's all about success. The bucket list, the things you want to do before, you die. Every action takes you towards success and it pays you. So now is the truth, stepping into your now. These are some great audios that we listen to daily. Be, do, have, and it's always being updated. As you can see, the last one, we just got a new one on the 21st. But these audios are amazing, and they take you from a mindset of lack, self-doubt, and just utter incompetence, because that's what I used to feel. I used to feel like I was incompetent, like I didn't know nothing from nothing, and then when I started really delving into personal development, and now with Empower, with these amazing products here, you can't help but unleash something within you that's already there. You unleash it when you start to listen to these audios, and you start to really feel it. You start to feel who you are. So that is the number one thing that you need to know when it comes to having your own business and working from home. You have to engage in personal development. It's key. It's absolutely necessary. So right now, I just want to tell you a little bit about what I do. Last night I made a quick video about what I do. I'm a coach. I am a life coach and a business coach. I've been in network marketing for over 15 years. Never made any money. Did things that my sponsor told me to do. I did the Hot Pockets. You probably don't even know what Hot Pockets are. I did the flyers. I did the flyers on the cars. I put flyers on bus stops, in bathroom stalls, you name it, I did it. I bought leads, cold call leads. I did all those things. And back then, when I was doing those things, I was trying to recruit people, recruit, because I was very good at selling products. I had no problem selling products to my friends and family, of course, because that's all who I knew. And that's what they tell you to do. You sign up your friends and family, you sell your products to them. And I did that. I had no problem. But my problem was recruiting. I could not recruit to save my life because I don't know. I just could not do it. I just felt like I wasn't there. Like I didn't have the authority to recruit anybody. I didn't feel worthy. That's exactly how I felt. I didn't feel worthy of recruiting anybody. So, and when you're cold calling leads like that, and I would get on the phone with them and I would, some of them, of course, would hang up and a lot of them were wrong numbers. I mean, it was a mess, the cold calling. Do not buy leads, by the way, ever. I don't even know if they still do that. So this is a long time ago. But, when I would finally get on the phone with them, I would fumble. I didn't know what to say. I didn't, there was a script in front of me. I didn't use it. And then because I didn't want to feel like a liar. So it was just like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because of my self-lack, because of my self-doubt. I just felt like I couldn't step into that. I couldn't step into that role. So with personal development, when you don't feel like a leader, there's not much you can do with yourself. I'm teaching a Facebook intensive training class. This is our last week, actually, tonight. And I have a few people in the class, and one lady, she was telling me, because she gave us some testimonials. Everyone's giving their testimonials. And so, I asked her, she followed the instructions. I give them homework every week, and she followed the instructions to the T. She was one of the people that really followed everything that I had told them to implement in their Facebook marketing. So when she spoke about what she had been doing, and then she said that not only has she been meeting people, because I tell them to meet people on Facebook, but she also made a sale. She made a sale from products that she had been holding on to for a very long time. And she was able to make a sale. So she was excited. And, and so I asked her exactly how did she go about talking to the people, yada, yada, yada. And she laid it out exactly the way that I had already, how I had suggested that they do it. And what I saw in her was a leader. She didn't wait for anybody to approach her, even though this is all online. She did exactly what I suggested that she do, that she approach people and that she speak to them about who she is and what she does. And that's exactly what she did. And I'm so proud of her, and she got a sale out of it. And so that is wonderful, because I'm all about results, guys. I'm all about results. Once you become a part of this team, just click that link. I'm gonna put up if you're watching this live right now, I'm going to enable the link for you to join. It's going to say join the blogging challenge. All right, you can do the blogging challenge. Actually, the blogging challenge will be starting again probably on the 1st next week. But yeah, you can click that link to join. Click here to join. Or if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, just click the link. Click the link that you see here. It's not going to say blogging challenge. It's going to say truth or hype, right? Let me just show you real quick what it's going to look like. This is the system that we use to present our opportunity to you guys. Right? So this is what you'll see. I'm going to put a link up. This link should be there as you're watching this. So click on that link if you're watching this. Click on the link so that you can put in your put in, what is it that, how much money do you want to make a month online? How much? And then once you put in, like mine is 10,000 plus. And then you're going to put in your email, right? And your email address is going to come to me. But before it comes to me, you're going to see a system. You're going to see the system. I gave you a back shot of Empower Network where we have Inner Circle, but you're going to actually see the whole system, which we call the viral blogging system. So this link here is going to take you through the steps that you need to go through in order to sign up, in order to start a business, in order to start generating income, which we'll teach you how to do, of course. You're not going to generate income from this, but we will teach you how to do that. Okay, and let me just give you a quick, let you see real quick what my blog looks like. And it's nothing fancy, guys. I know it looks fancy, but it's not. It's not. And this is something that you can do in seconds because it's so easy and it's so simple. You put some pictures up there and you're ready to go. You're ready to go, right? And you just blog. You blog about whatever it is that you are passionate about, whatever it is that you want to talk about, whatever it is that you're interested in. We have people blogging about CrossFit. We have people blogging about food. We have people blogging about hobbies. We have people blogging about their pets. Anything that you want to blog about, you can blog about. And you with this system, we teach you how to make money from your blog. And that is what we do. We blog daily. Sometimes I slack off a little bit. I'm not even going to lie, especially this month. For some reason, my goddaughter passed away last month. God rest her soul. She passed away last month, and that hit us really hard. She was only 11 years old. And ever since that, I'm getting back into the swing. It's been a little bit over a month, but I have not blogged every day. It's like, so, again, that's just mindset. That's just my own lack. That's just my own thing. But of course, I already made a promise to myself, May 1st, I'm on it every day, blogging every day. And that's what I expect from you. That's what I expect from my team, to blog every single day. Of course, I expect my team to do as I do, not do as I say, but do as I do. So if I expect you to blog every day, then of course I need to be blogging every day. And what's going to be great is that, we're going to have some blogging parties. I'm thinking about having some blogging parties so that we can mastermind. We can, I'm going to pull out a pen. Even though Empower Network gives you like ideas what to blog about, but I think it's great when you mastermind with other people and just see what everybody else in the team is blogging about. So that's something that I'm about to put into effect. A nice blogging party, get some great ideas, get some tips about pictures and things like that. So we're going to make it so easy and simple for you guys to really start a business. And if your goal is to get away from that job, if your goal is just to make some extra income on the side, that's great too. If your goal is to really take this thing to the next level and really slam it out of the park, like my $1 million mentor Tracy Walker has, making over $1 million. Currently, there are over 13 millionaires in Empower Network just from blogging. They are bloggers. They have created substantial incomes for themselves, and that is my goal, to get there and to get you guys there so that you can know what it's like to live on the other side of freedom, to live not as in bondage, but to live a life of freedom, where you can make your own hours, when you can work when you want to work, where you can travel to places you've never seen or even heard of before, and take other people with you to do that. If that's your dream, that's wonderful, because that's my dream. That's my dream, to travel all over the world and to meet people and to help people and to do the best work that I can on this earth before I'm gone. And that extends so much further than just your job, because there's a big world out there. There's a huge world out there, and we are all just a small part of it. But as small as we are, we can do a big part. We can do something huge. When you think of entertainers like Beyonce, right? She sings, all she does is sing and dance. That's all she does. And she's known all over the world. She doesn't do anything that she doesn't possess anything that you don't possess. except she does possess her confidence and she does go out there and make it happen. And that's all you have to do. So it doesn't matter in what entity you're in. It doesn't matter in what venue, what market, what business. If you have a business right now and you just want to extend that business a little further online, then you also should click this link so that you can sign up for the blogging challenge. If you don't have a blog, if you do have a blog, again, our Kalatu blog is the best blog out there because it puts you up in the Google rankings. Your blog will be ranked on Google. We teach you how to do that. We teach you all the ins and outs and all those tips and tricks that you need to get your blog up and running so that you are on the first page of Google. Many people in this industry are on the first page. Many people in Empower Network are on the first page of Google. We are the biggest blogging platform out there thus far, with more millionaires than anyone else. So, you know, David Wood, he has done a great job with that. I'm looking forward to seeing him tomorrow in Nashville for the next 5 days. Gonna have some fun. I'm gonna do some line dancing. I'm still debating whether I should bring my cowboy boots and a cowgirl hat. I don't know. I don't want to look silly, so I'm going to Nashville. So if you have any suggestions for me, should I bring my boots? You know, let me know. But anyway, that's about it. You know, click that link, click the link that you see here, and get started. Get started so that we can make this year the best year ever. My goal is to help 100 people reach a 6-figure income. You know, if we could do it this year, that is my major goal, to help people win, to help them make money. If you cannot make enough money to sustain yourself at your job, it's time to do something different. It's time to make a change, and it's time to take a stand for the things that you need out of life. All right? Stop letting people push you around. Do the things that you want to do. Feel the way that you want to feel. Live the way that you want to live. Touch the way that you want to touch. All right? And you can touch this life. You have time. You have time. No matter what your past looked like, no matter what it looked like, you have time. You have a brand new day, a brand new future ahead of you, that you can do all the things that you put your mind to do and do it marvelously with no problems. All right? So this has been Danielle K. Howell. And it was a great talking to you today on this Work at Home Wednesday webinar. I hope that I have inspired you to take action. It's all about taking action. You know, we can talk and we can do things, but it's all about taking action. So take that action, click that link, and get started. And I will see you on the other side. Take care. Bye-bye.